Hey guys, what is up? Mage here, doing another World of Tanks 360 review. Today guys, here we are at Tier 8 with the Indien Panzer on our way up the Leopard 1 line. Let's go ahead and get on into the packages and talk about this tank. Stock package is, you will come with a 500 horsepower engine. You will get the 88mm L56, this is the short 88. Your rate of fire will be 9.36 rounds a minute, 132 pen, 220 average damage, 2.29 aim time, 0.37 accuracy. Your tracks will be 34 traverse, and your turret armor will be 90mm from the front, side, 45 in the rear, and your traverse speed with this turret will be 36, 380 average damage. Get used to that turret. That is the turret you will use throughout this entire ordeal with this tank. This package is very annoying. The stock package, the stock grind, is not very fun. I do not like it. Probably one of the more painful grinds I've had in this game so far. I felt like the tank wasn't quick enough. It just couldn't get up to speed fast enough. Traverse probably was reasonable, but really I didn't like it neither. The 88mm gun, the short 88, just didn't do me any favors. I had to run APCR premium ammo in order to make the gun work at Tier 8 or even have any kind of success at Tier 8. Kind of derpish still because of the accuracy. My best advice is either bite your tongue and hope you can make it through it to this package, or use some free XP. If you're going to use free XP, only use it to get to the Indien Panzer A package. Let's go ahead and talk about it. You will upgrade to a 630 horsepower engine. You will upgrade to the L71 88mm gun. This is the long 88. The rate of fire will be 7.79 rounds a minute, 203 pen, 240 average damage, 2.90 aim time, and 0.34 accuracy. And your tracks will now be upgraded to 38 traverse speed. This is the package that really woke the tank up. It started to perform better, and I started to see some upside. Pretty darn unique at this point, and it only gets better. But it's a good holdover till you get to the Indien Panzer B package, which is where you want to be. And the only thing that is upgraded here is the 90mm KWK 54 gun. You will get your rate of fire will be bumped up to 8 rounds a minute. Your pen will now be 212 millimeters of pen. Everything else is almost exactly the same from the L71. So this tank, the main advantage with this gun is its pen and its rate of fire. The best way I would suggest using this tank is as a DPMing sniper. You don't have the flexibility that the Panther II is going to have in terms of brawling and stuff. You do have some kind of ability in that because of the rate of fire and because of the side armor. But otherwise, you should be shying away from that. You should be trying to do what you kind of did at Tier 6. Be very picky with any kind of up-close confrontation. If you have an option, you're probably going to be sitting back. You want to be fighting people at a distance, and that's to take full advantage of this 90mm gun. Like I said, side armor is pretty good. It is actually 10mm more of armor than the German E50 and the E50M at Tier 9 and 10, so that should give you an idea what the side armor is like. So side scraping is not a bad option. Use it sparingly, though. Otherwise, people are just going to wait on you to back out or give too much of your side, and they'll just pin you in the side, or they'll shoot you in the turret like I usually do to these guys that do it to me. Otherwise, it's a good tank. Use your gun depression, obviously. That is the main advantage this tank has over the Panther II. You can use it, and you can be a DPMing hill sniper, if you will. That is the main advantage this tank has. Otherwise, don't brawl if you have an option. You're going to get wiped out doing that. Just play it smart, snipe, sharpshoot, and be smart with your health. You'll be just fine in this tank. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and switch to some gameplay. Catch you guys back here in a moment. Alright guys, here we are on highway, standard battle with the Indien Panzer. And we're on hopefully this map will treat me a lot better than the last time I posted with this map included. So hopefully for this review I won't have a lemming train. Alright. Tier 8, that's good. Looks like 4 on each team. Let's go ahead and get equipment out of the way. You guys know the usual stuff I run on this tank. Coated optics, gun rammer. I don't think that needs too much explanation why I run it. Interesting choice you do have to make here with this tank. I didn't talk about this a whole lot with the Panther 2 because I was so in love with that tank it was a non-issue. It didn't matter to me, but playing this tank, it's really brought it up. And of course, I've been playing the Panther 2 a lot lately. Look at that gun depression. That is fucking awesome. That's not even. I don't even think that's full gun depression there. Yep, there it is, fully depressed. That's pretty good damn gun depression. Something I didn't talk about a whole lot with the Panther 2, but I'll talk about it here. You may consider not running vents on this tank. I know some are going to say, well, vents are going to be, what I usually run. Most people are probably going to prefer vents. To each their own. It's cool. But I feel like in this instance, you can forego vents in favor of a vertical stabilizer or a gun lane drive, whichever you prefer. I prefer a vertical stabilizer. Vert stab just works for me. Alright, I want my teammates to help me here. Am I getting any help? I mean, this is like deja vu all over again. At least they're not lemming training. Here, I'm gonna push across. Oh shit, Tiger 1. Alright. Let's go ahead and give this side armor a nice test for you guys. See if I can side scrape out. Do I have enough room there? Yeah, I might give a little too much. And he pinned me. Never trust the armor on this tank. I mean, even though the side armor is fantastic, people will pin it. I gotta back up. I know my teammate's coming around. You gonna push, buddy? Nope, Tiger 2 doesn't want to. There's the Tiger 1. There's the first bounce off the side armor. 0 in. And I bounced. Go figure. 212 millimeters of pen, and I bounced. I wanted to hit him. That's a 25-2 and a Tiger 2. Alright, I'm going to poke and try to see if I can hit that 25-2. Alright, gun. Let's 0 in. Weaken him. Back up. No need to get hit. You always want to be shifting around this tank. Never overdo it. In this situation, I would have done it in a Panther 2 without hesitation. Or a T-44, or hell, even a Pershing. Centurion, I probably would have took the risk also. But this tank, you gotta be smart. Play your position. Don't be retarded. You don't have much armor. You do have a high DPM gun. But it isn't enough to completely negate the fact that you have crap hull armor. Alright, my team needs to push. I don't want to... You can brawl. I mean, don't sit here and assume I'm telling you to just sit back and snipe. I mean, you can brawl and fight it out with people. Try that guy. But you got to use your health wisely. And when you got help, why not? I got a bunch of help there. Why not fucking make the run on that guy? Reasonably quick. But I think the maneuverability is what helps this tank. It is more maneuverable than a Panther 2. Really does the same thing the Panther 2 does, but with more gun depression. Sorry guys, I still have a bit of a cough. Like I said, more gun depression, and it is more maneuverable. The traverse speed on the tracks on this thing is very good compared to the Panther 2. DPM is much higher, and the might have to double check in the video. I'm doing this before I do the walkthrough. So if you wonder if there's any discrepancies, that's why. But I'm pretty sure this thing is roughly as accurate as the L71. I'm going to have to shoot through that build. I don't want to get killed by anybody, though. That's what spotted me, a KV-2. Very good, accurate gun. I mean, 212 millimeters of pen, very good. I think it's a very strong tank. The Indien Panzer. My only complaint about it is I do feel like there is a slight overlap with this tank and the Centurion 1. I gotta be careful. Try to hit him. Come on, gun. Real. Yeah, accurate gun, but not that accurate. I gotta help out. Try to kill that KV-2. And I missed. Aim time let me down there. A little bit of overlap with this tank and the Centurion 1. Just keep hiding, kid. It ain't gonna help you. I'm gonna get you. Me or my teammates are gonna get you. Never mind. Just keep running. It's cool, kid. I'll get you. You're only a fucking tier 6 tank in a tier 8 match. I don't think you have much hope. But it's cool, bro. See? Told you. There is a bit of overlap with this tank and the Centurion 1. I personally prefer the Centurion 1 over this tank, but that's not saying this is a bad tank. This is a good tank. I do like it. Probably am going to keep it, but I'm just warning you guys not to be totally surprised if this tank is not a knockdown, drag-out, badass of a tank. It's not that good. It's a good tank. Very capable tank. It's a fun tank. It's a deadly sniper with gun depression. But that's what it is. It is a sniper. Do not brawl on this tank. Scouting is not a bad option, obviously. I mentioned the side armor on this thing. It is more than a E50 at tier 9. I believe it's even more than the E50M. That is just fucking crazy. And this is a tier 8 medium tank. And it has more side armor than one of the best... Ooh, gotta watch that Nashorn. Come on, gun, work with me. And it is more well-armored in the side than one of the most well-armored tier 9 and 10 mediums in the entire game. That is fucking crazy when you think about it. So, sidescraping is a bit of a unique little ability this tank has, but I advise you to kind of use it sparingly. Don't go overboard with the sidescraping. Smart players are going to know how to beat you. For instance, I've seen guys sidescraping this tank. I generally am going to wait on them to expose too much of themselves. And what I mean is when they're backing up... Try to clutch that shot. Oh, not happening. Oh well. Didn't get my 5th kill. Oh well. Good game though. But what I do is if somebody's side-scraping, or if I'm side-scraping and someone doesn't take the immediate shot right at my side or my tracks, I usually can tell they're setting me up. They're waiting for me to either back out too much, where they can either shoot my lower glacis plate, in which case I'm being an arrogant ass and I kind of deserve to get my lower plate shot, or my front, whatever. Or they're waiting to shoot you in the turret. I've seen a lot of players do that, and I've also seen some really good players in this tank be smart enough to realize that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for them to either expose their front when they back out too far, or they know I'm going to shoot them right in the goddamn turret. The turret armor is not good enough to, you know, rely on it to bounce shots consistently. You can see how the enemy team did. Their Fury did very well. For a tier 6 tank, bottom tier, he did extremely well. That's a good match for him. But, not a bad tank, guys. Very good. I think it's a respectable tank. I just think it's not as good as the Centurion 1. And I think tanks like the Panther 2 and the Pershing, they still have their place because they're good all-rounders. That's the main problem with the Indien Panzer. There's a lot of overlap with other tanks. You know, that's what happens when you have a lot of tanks in this game. There's going to be some overlap. You just have to decide for yourself if you really like this tank enough to want to keep it. I might keep it. I'm liking it. It's a pretty good tank. It's a consistent tank. I'm enjoying it. It's just going to be up to you if you want to keep it. But definitely run the vert stab. I think that's a must on this tank. Alright guys, I will catch you guys later. Hopefully, I can't give a guarantee, but hopefully I will have the Leopard prototype ready for review in the next, I'm going to be generous here, next 2 weeks. You guys know when I hit a tier 9 tank, it takes me a while to get upgraded. So, 2 weeks time. That's when you should expect me to do a Leopard prototype review. Alright guys, catch you guys later. Peace out.